Welcome to the Do Good X podcast, a sanctuary from the entrepreneurial grind. Hosts Kimberly Danielle and Stephen Lewis, advocates for impactful entrepreneurship, guide you on the path where purpose meets business. Join us to slow down, reconnect, and explore the challenges of under-resourced entrepreneurs, uncovering the unique journey of building businesses that make a difference. Now, your host.
Welcome, everyone, to the Do Good X podcast. My name is Kimberly Danielle, and I am a community builder, a coach, and communication strategist who comes from generations of faith-driven leaders and entrepreneurs who believe that our purpose should drive us all to contribute to the common good. As always, I am here with my co-host, Stephen. Welcome, Stephen.
Hey, Kimberly. As you know, I'm a catalyst for positive change in communities and businesses. For over 2 decades, I've inspired leaders and entrepreneurs to live and work on purpose with intention, faith, and a commitment to their well-being. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about the entrepreneurial journey where founders tend to lose themselves in their business ideas or ventures and how that disconnection gets in the way of decision-making, creativity, alignment towards their purpose and sustainability. Now, this is really important because what we believe in the end is that you are your greatest asset to your business. And what that means is not your funding, not those investors, not necessarily your idea itself in the business that you're working on, or even a team. That you yourself are your greatest asset to your business. One and foremost, because you and maybe your co-founder were given this vision for the problem that you're trying to solve. And sometimes what we can find ourselves is to get lost in the business itself, the day-to-day activities, the grinding, the hustle, all those things that are required to kind of think about the things you need to do as it relates to building a business, making sure you have enough capital to support a team that can then bring their best ideas to the work. Sometimes it's, you find yourself gravitating to what the investor wants and you get lost in, why am I even doing what it is that I'm supposed to be doing? Or even remembering what called me and what resonated with me when I think about the business that I tried to start in the first place. And so it's really can be difficult sometimes when you lose yourself. There are many times that we have come in contact with founders who find themselves burnt out, who find themselves just kind of tired and exhausted of really trying to hold the business themselves. Now, you being your greatest asset doesn't necessarily mean that you're the only person that's holding the different pieces of your business, but it is remembering that your ideas, your own sense of call to the work is an asset. It is a value that you bring to your business. And oftentimes what we can find is that our personal lives and even our professional lives can drown us in things that then take us away from our attention to why we were in business in the first place and what are the things that we actually try to, that we're working on in order to bring about good in the world. So when I think about even just in my own particular life and work experience, really just trying to balance, like I remember at the beginning of this year, I had a lot that was going on. I had death in the family. I had a number of things that were going on in the business as it relates to core operational needs. I had some personal things that were going on in my family as it related to my children. And I remember it just felt many days or whatever, just kind of running through the motions that, that the business gets away from you, really trying to use my mind to kind of think about those core pieces of my work. I couldn't do it because I was distracted. And I had other personal things that really were vying for my attention, working through my own grief and working through the things as it relates to what was going on in my family life. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one that happens to. That we all have things that we're carrying that are vying for our attention and sometimes pull us away from the business, and that we can get lost in why we do what we do, why we care about the business that we're in. But more importantly, what is the unique and particular perspective and role and gift that you are to your respective business? So when you find moments like that, you have to find ways in which you're able to recenter and refocus and get clear. For me, oftentimes that entail, I need to find time to kind of get away and actually to recenter. But oftentimes what I end up finding was like, okay, let me just get through this one thing and then I'll take the time that I need. But it always, without fail, is that you find yourself, another thing comes up. Okay, let me just do these two things and I'm going to take the time that I need. And time again. So, what I've come to discover is the need that sometimes you just got to break away. For me, it's getting off the grid, spending time in the woods, and just finding myself to be grounded in nature. For you, it may be something else. But the important piece is that these kinds of practices and activities allow us to really recenter, refocus, and recharge and remember what it is that we are doing, why we do what we do, and also remembering that we are our greatest asset in the businesses that we're called to bring into the world. So, with that, I want to invite you, Kimberly, to give any reflection that you have and then lead us through a meditation that can help us in times like these.
Yes, it is so important to just remember you, remember yourself. To what Stephen was saying, uh, yes, your why is important for your business, but your why is just important for your life. And so, if you can't be you and connect with you, nobody else can. And I resonate with you, Stephen. I'm like, okay, well, just this one thing. Let me get to this one thing, and then I'll get to me. And then that one thing becomes a mountain of things, and then I'm just more exhausted, and burnt out in that case. But the hope is, and our intention is, by starting off the early episodes of this podcast season with focusing on yourself and the foundations for you, this will position you well as you either continue to build your business if you're already on that journey, or create that strong way forward as you build your business if you are just starting out. So I really want to invite you to just be present as you can in this moment. You might be parked in your car, you might be driving, you might be in your office, you might be out for a walk. Whatever that looks like for you in this moment, I want to really encourage you to be as present as you can, especially if you don't take these opportunities to do that on a regular basis, because you might be surprised by what shows up, and it might give you exactly what you need for the journey ahead. So take a moment to just breathe and center yourself. Now, if you're driving, look, please do keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. And just simply experience this as a moment of reflection and stillness within, even though you are in motion. But if you're somewhere comfortable, find a relaxed position, relaxed posture, and soften your gaze or close your eyes if you're comfortable in doing so. Let your body settle into itself. And I want you to begin with 3 deep breaths. not shallow breaths, breaths that really come from your core, from your center, from your abdomen. Slowly breathe in for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. And breathe out for 4 counts. Do this 2 more times. So we're going to go on a little bit of a journey, not somewhere far away. We are going to a journey of you, who you are, what you are holding, and what you want to take with you as you move forward. I want you to imagine that you are standing in a space with soft light, bright light, but soft. A space that has peace, a space where you're present. And what comes into your vision is a door. It's closed, but you're drawn to it. I want you to walk toward that door and reach out and open it. On the other side, there's a nature trail. Now, this nature trail is as beautiful as you imagine it to be for yourself. So maybe it's lush with some greenery, maybe there are tall trees, maybe the path is smooth and grassy, maybe it's rocky. Whatever you see, that's your path. And it's cleared for you to walk on it. So let's begin to walk down that path. As you walk, something begins to reach your ears, the sound of moving water. It's a bit soft at first, but it gets more clear and closer, and you allow it to guide you toward it. And you find yourself at the edge of a river. The water is flowing, and you get close enough to touch it. And you do, you feel the coolness against your fingertips. And then you look into the water, you look at your reflection. It might take a moment for it to come into focus, but look closely. Look at yourself. What do you see? And even more importantly, how are you looking at what it is that you see? What is a voice inside your head saying as you take this in? Are you affirming? Are you critical, curious? This is a reflection of your mindset, the very posture that you bring to your own self and likely to the work that you're doing in the world. So notice it. Just without judgment, just notice what has come up for you. And now, with whatever it is that you're holding as you see yourself, I want you to say these words, even if only in your own spirit, that you say to yourself, I see you. I will hold you with compassion, grace, and kindness. Now, there, there's something more there for you, something meaningful that you bring to this world, a gift, your gifts. And as you're still there at the water's edge, you're still there looking at your reflection. What are the gifts that you see in yourself? What comes up for you in this moment that sometimes may get lost because of the busyness or noise of life, but it is the very thing that fuels you and that you were given in order to give to others? Just hold that lightly. Now reach your hands into the water and feel the coolness again. And I want you to bring some water to your face and just let it wash over you. And as it does, feel yourself taking in something new. The gifts, the mindset that you want to move forward with, how you want to speak to yourself and see yourself. And when you're ready, stand up slowly as we continue on the trail and move away from the river's edge. As you walk, you notice that the trees begin to open, and before you is a wide open field. The sun is warm on your skin. You hear birds. The clouds are drifting slowly across the sky. There is room here for you, more room than maybe you even give yourself, typically. I want you to think back to the glimpse you saw in the river when you were thinking about your gifts. What capacity, what way of seeing, what instinct, what gifts do you carry that make you, you in the world and in your work? And I know it's not just one gift. We all come with a multitude of gifts. Let the other gifts come forward too. The people that you serve, the people that you interact with, the mission that you are called to walk into or your why, all of that. And all of those people and places are ways in which you live out your gifts. And as you're standing there in this open field, feel your feet on the earth beneath you, and even take off your shoes in the visualization. Feel the soil or the grass, the ground itself, because the earth does hold us all, and it held the people that came before us. Our ancestors who built and believed and kept going, even when the path wasn't clear. The earth held them, and it will hold us. It can be a practice to connect to the earth for centering and connecting with ourselves. But what is the thing, the practice, the place, the returning that speaks to you and grounds you? What keeps you tethered to yourself, to your why? When things get challenging, when you have doubts, what is the practice or the anchor that keeps you returning to yourself, to your why and your groundedness? And who is the person or the people who are in your corner, who celebrate you, who are honest with you? Let their faces come to mind. Say their names silently within yourself. And just feel the ground beneath your feet one more time, and let it remind you that you are supported by all you just named, the people you named, the practices you named, Mother Earth. As we bring our time almost to a close, you look beside you and you see that there's a bag, a satchel, sitting in the grass nearby. Now, it's just big enough to hold exactly what you needed to hold, but it's small enough to carry it with ease. And it was made specifically for you and for this journey. I want you to kneel down and open the bag and begin to place inside it everything that has come up for you today. Words, physical objects, thoughts that connect you to each of your moments when reflecting on your gifts, when seeing what you saw in your own reflection, when thinking about who is in your corner, when taking notice of the practices that keep you connected. Place them in your bag. When you feel like you've gotten everything inside, pick up your bag, pick up your shoes. Notice how it feels. The bag might be full, but it's full of all the goodness that supports you on your journey, that brings you ease and peace and even light. This bag is merely a reflection of you remembering what you already have, what you already possess. And let's begin to walk back down the trail. And at the end of the trail, there is another door. Now, it's not the one that you came through, it's a new one. Reach for the handle. But before you open it, know this: you have everything you need for the journey ahead. And when you need a reminder, reach into your bag. Open the door and begin to bring your attention gently back to your body, back to this moment, back to the room that you're in, or your car, your quiet space. And take another deep breath. This practice was really just an invitation for you to reconnect to yourself, your mindset, your gifts, what grounds you, who is for you. And your satchel is your toolkit. This is an opportunity for you leaving this moment to write down any reflections that you have, write down all of the things that came up simply as reminders for yourself. I hope that you are intentional about how you care for yourself, not just in moments where you come upon some challenge. You need to be equipped prior to those moments with ways to reconnect, with ways to ground. The more grounded you are when you have those moments of challenge, you're more easily able to navigate them. So may your journey be met with goodness as you continue on this entrepreneurial path. And remember that you have all that you need.
Thank you, Kimberly. That was so lovely. I mean, that was so life-giving. I think, in moments when we feel like pausing and meditation may feel like a luxury, what we really see that it's a lifeline. It's a necessity that helps us to reground and to remember who we are and what we're capable of. And so thank you for this meditation, something that, I hope that many of our listeners who are listening will return to on a regular basis or whatever, because it truly was a gift in this moment. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for receiving this meditation moment. I hope that you have enjoyed, and will continue to be intentional about creating space on this podcast for you to center, because it is so important. It is so important. It's so important. And so this is just one of many opportunities to come for you to take that moment to think more intentionally and creating that space and time in your regular schedule.
Yes. And for those of you who would like to experience moments like this and others in real time, I want you to imagine getting clear, inspired to build your business for good in a room full of people who see and support you. A community of founders who are building the same kinds of things that you and other faith rooted, mission driven, and those who are serious about the work and the impact that they want to make. I want you to consider the Ducadex Mastermind retreat that will be coming here in Atlanta this fall. It's a curated in person gathering for social entrepreneurs who are ready to go deeper. So if you want to learn more and maybe even apply and join us and experience moments like these, go to dugadex.org Mastermind Retreat. And we'll look forward to hopefully seeing you in a moment like this that helps you get clear about you and the gift that you are to your own life, but to the work that you bring to the world.
I hope that you continue to journey with us in this season 3, because this is just the beginning. Until next time, be well and do good.
Thank you for listening to the Do Good X podcast. To continue the conversation or access our resources, visit www.dogoodx.org. Join us again for conversations that will nourish your soul, ignite your dreams, and empower you to build an impactful business, one intentional step at a time. Until then, keep striving, thriving, and doing good.